What's up guys, Nolan here, and sometimes people forget that Escape from Tarkov is in early access. It's still under development and things are going to change. When talking about balance and changes that should be made to the game, we're talking about it in its current state, but it's important to remember that the game will be much different at launch. Some of the biggest features will change the game significantly, creating a major turning point for Escape from Tarkov as we know it. Today, that turning point will be the fact that you will need to actually decide whether or not to kill somebody. If you make the wrong decision, then you can end up paying the price in other ways, and if you do it too much, you can really screw yourself up down the line. Today, we're discussing the Karma system. If you want to know more about this feature specifically, I have a video breaking down all of the info that we have currently linked below, but here's the TLDR. The Karma system will be put into place to give kill-on-sight players a sense of morality in-game. If you kill somebody who is part of your own faction, you will earn bad karma. This is to try and help stop Scav on Scav, USEC on USEC, and bear on bear violence. If you were to do something that would make you earn bad karma, your luck will go down until it eventually runs out. Your luck is going to be useful to you as it affects everything from what you find in raid to whether or not your weapon is going to jam when you fire it. The specific details haven't been fully mapped out or confirmed yet, but we have enough to know that this is for sure coming to the game and that it will be a major change. Some people are saying that they just wouldn't add something like this to Escape from Tarkov, or that I'm just making this stuff up. For one, you can find Nikita himself discussing this feature in numerous past broadcasts, so yes, they've talked about it, and no, I'm not making it up. Then, as to whether or not they would want it in Escape from Tarkov, why would they feature it in their two biggest game trailers, as well as their short film series, which follows the lore of Escape from Tarkov? This was written and directed by Nikita, guys, so why would it not come to the game? Why would something featured so heavily in a short film series about a game, as well as being directly discussed by the creator of the game, not show up in the game? Hopefully whoever is wondering that now sees the truth, and that is also why I'll have clips of those trailers and the raid series in the background. We have a bit of new info around this system, as it seems like although it is absolutely confirmed to be coming to the game, Nikita Buyanov, the lead dev of Escape from Tarkov, mentioned it differently than he usually does, leading us to think that this may only be coming to Scavs. From what we can tell, Nikita has not recently answered that question, so as of right now, as far as I am concerned, it will still be coming to PMCs and Scavs, but I will say it makes a hell of a lot more sense for Scavs these days, as most people kill on sight no matter what they're playing, but more than anything, Scavs really should be working together. Player Scavs are meant to add to the difficulty of the PMC players in raid. You will always have that lingering threat from a real person, even though that real person might only have a civilian rifle, no armor, or medical supplies. PMCs are supposed to be operating in a civilian population and should be outnumbered at all times, but not when the player Scavs go around killing everything that's supposed to outnumber the PMCs. Karma should hopefully change that. Nikita has already mentioned that they were looking into tagged and cursed for horrible Karma players, where even Scav bosses will hunt you down if you deserve it. He also mentioned the fact that your gun would jam significantly over and over again. What's left to be answered is exactly how much bad karma do you earn for doing what, and then what does it take to gain good karma. I talk about this in the old karma video as well, where the situation would be a nightmare to code into the game. For instance, if a really low skill player wants to kill you and you know it because they're shooting at you, you would still get bad karma for killing them. So when does it turn okay to kill them? Do they actually need to hit you first? If they are a bad karma player already, do you get bad karma for killing them? Hell, do you even get good karma for killing bad karma players? And how do you know which is which? All of this is unanswered at the moment. Instead of killing everything on site, then moving to the minigame of figuring out how to loot them safely, there will now be the additional minigame ahead of that kill for figuring out what their intentions are or who they are with. You're going to need to scope them out to figure out if they're part of a different faction. Even if they're part of the same faction, maybe you want their stuff anyway, so you have to decide whether or not it's worth the bad karma to kill them. Although make sure you don't take too long, because if they've seen you, they are probably thinking the same thing. The addition of VOIP into the game will bring this full circle as well, and when I made my previous karma video, I wasn't actually sure if they were going to add VOIP into the game yet, but since then it's been confirmed. So now you can call out to someone and maybe even have a full conversation to figure out their intentions. That is, hopefully, if there is proximity voice, because the person may not have a radio, so we'll see how that turns out as well. If you want to know what I'm talking about and learn more about VOIP, I have that video linked below. Karma will play into reputation as well, where we aren't certain yet whether we'll have in-raid traders, but your rep with out-of-raid traders can still absolutely be affected. Maybe doing tasks with them would help you out there, but your bad karma might still stay bad karma. The reason why I mention in-raid versus out-of-raid is because we know for a fact we will be getting more in-raid factions as well. The UN, Russian military, and even the PMC groups themselves are all planned to be in-game. If you have good karma, they might help you out, whereas if you have bad karma, they might literally hunt you down and kill you. I doubt that's going to help you too much with the cultists, but if you want to learn more about Scav factions, I have that video linked below. Having bad karma can make it almost impossible to cross a map without running into someone who wants to kill you at every corner. Kind of like what it it is now actually, except even more difficult. And that is while everyone with good karma would have a much easier time. But hey, some people might be drawn to that kind of gameplay, so we'll see how it turns out. Trust me, I get it. There's a lot of unanswered questions and concerns, most of which I go into further with my first karma video. At the end of the day, no matter how BSG decides to implement it, we need to stay open-minded so that we can test the system thoroughly and give proper feedback. The game will forever be changed if this is implemented as described, and it will split the community. It will completely ruin the game at first for some small-minded, impatient, or PvP-centric players, but hopefully the arena will be in around that time or soon after so that you can fill your kill-on-site PvP needs if you fit into that PvP-centric category. Now, if you want to learn more about the arena, I also have that video linked below. This feature may be a dream come true for others in the community, as it will create a super interesting gameplay ecosystem not seen in many other games, and when you take into account the entire game's catalog of features, makes it stand out completely from all the rest. Some people are going to see that for what it is, while others will be furious about the change, which again will create a major turning point for Escape from Tarkov as we know it. That's all for today, guys. Let me know what you think about the karma system and where you think this major turning point will take us in the future. I personally want to, of course, test it to see how it works first before drawing my conclusions. If you want to learn more about Escape from Tarkov or its development, then check out my playlists for it here. If you're looking for people to help you keep your karma up, then join our Discord below. If you like this video, then you know the drill. I really appreciate the people who do. Otherwise, I hope you at least learned something, and I also hope you have a nice day. See you guys.